Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video, I will be doing my reaction to the newest trailer for the upcoming film X-Men Apocalypse. The trailer dropped earlier today online all over the internet, and whoo, does it look exciting. I mean, wow, this looks like it could be, in terms of scale, the biggest X-Men movie ever. And I thought Days of Future Past was pretty big in scale and epic and fun and great overall. But this looks like maybe twice or three times in terms of epicity. It's not a real word, or is it? No. An epicness. It looks incredible. The cast looks amazing. Everything looks great. I really hope it's good. So let's get down to brass tacks. So obviously this is all out mutant war. You know, you're gonna have Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen, and if it's just those 5, then they can probably take care of themselves because Apocalypse is already insanely powerful, if not the most powerful mutant ever, even more powerful than Magneto, who is on his team, along with Psylocke and Storm and Angel. Or is it Archangel? I'm pretty sure it's just Angel, but it might be Archangel. But it's those 5, so it's Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen, and he's probably recruited them because they are some of the most powerful beings that he's ever encountered, that he's ever come across, which is probably why his ideology appeals to them, because they probably have the superiority complex like Magneto has, where, you know, mutants are the future and better than humans, and therefore the world belongs to us. Where, of course, Professor X and his students don't believe in that at all. They believe humans and mutants can live in peace. And if necessary, the X-Men will protect the Earth and defend themselves from evil. So, you know, we already see a conflict. You know, there's always been a conflict of ideologies between Professor X and Magneto throughout the entire franchise. Sometimes they briefly work together, and then most of the time they're at each other's throats. And it looks like just in the opening scene alone is basically the closing words they have to each other at the end of the first X-Men movie. Because as you recall, Professor X is visiting Magneto in his plastic prison, they're playing chess, and those exact words are spoken by the same exact characters. Magneto's like, do you ever feel scared or afraid? You know, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's basically saying, do you ever get worried or afraid about somebody coming to your house in the middle of the night and hurting or killing your children? Does it startle you? Does it scare you? And then Professor X says, I feel sorry for any poor soul who comes to that school looking for trouble. And that's basically what they say to each other in the opening scene of this trailer, just their younger selves. And it's probably Magneto giving Charles a fair warning. This is your last and final warning, like, stay out of my way, period. Or, like, don't ever contact me again, period. So basically, we can pretty much, you know, I think it's safe to assume their relationship really dissolves in this movie. They may briefly have a team-up moment, and if not, they'll most likely never be friends or allies again, since they're on totally opposite ends of the spectrum. Now, I'm not familiar with the storyline of Apocalypse, so I could be totally wrong here, but what I'm guessing is that Apocalypse plans to use nuclear missiles to launch all over the world, or at least America and maybe a few other countries, and then whatever the nuclear warheads don't knock out, Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen will take care of the rest. And it's interesting to see Colonel Stryker has returned. Colonel William Stryker, the man who's famous for subjecting Wolverine to those tests by injecting him with adamantium to a skeletal structure, making him an indestructible badass. It'll be interesting to see how he plays in the story. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the comic book story. Perhaps he's got a big role to play. Perhaps it's a minor one. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he's planning to use this all-out mutant civil war to his benefit, get them all to kill each other ideas, so to speak. It'll be interesting to see how he fits into this, and we've definitely got a confirmation now that he's definitely in it. Excuse me. And you know, the fight scenes, the action sequences look amazing. You know, we've got mutants fighting mutants. We saw Psylocke and Beast going at it. We saw Nightcrawler and Angel fighting, and it looks like they were in a steel cage match or some kind of death match or something. Perhaps those two are in some kind of underground fight club before both of them are recruited to the X-Men or to Apocalypse's cause. Because Angel, as we know, ends up with Apocalypse, and Nightcrawler will most certainly end up with the X-Men. And it's also nice to see Mystique returning to her former team once again. Now, the final scene in the trailers, we see Apocalypse holding her Mystique by the throat, and she's barely, you know, she's struggling for breath, and she's barely hanging on. And a theory going around is that you know, they could kill Mystique. Now, I have no idea if that's what happens in the comics. I don't know if that's something that is definitely going to happen in this movie, and if it happened to the comics or not, but I could see that happening because Jennifer Lawrence has said, this is my last X-Men movie, no Mystique spinoff, no more, nothing after this. You know, this is the end of the trilogy, of the Young Mutant trilogy. The first one was First Class, then Days of Future Past, and now it's ending with Apocalypse. So, I mean, this could be her last movie, and she could very well survive as well. You know, she could totally survive in this this movie, but it just seems you know, it seems like the probability of a major mutant character being killed off goes up. The stakes go up in a movie like this because you see it is so, there's so much destruction and so much going on. The stakes are going to be incredibly high, and a lot of characters are going to be at risk, especially some of our major characters. And what I'm interested in is, are we going to see either Storm or Magneto have a change of heart halfway through the movie or towards the end of the film, where their consciences kick in and say, you know what, this isn't right. We should not wipe out humanity for mutants to rule. This isn't right. I'm not going to work with you anymore, Apocalypse. I'm going over to the X-Men. Again, do not know the comic book storyline. I don't know if either one of them or both of them change allegiances. If that is the case, I definitely see that happening for Storm, and Magneto, not as much, because he's pretty hardened and bitter as it is, and it would take a lot to change his mind. I do see that as a possibility for Storm that wasn't really implied or hinted in the trailer. We did see an awesome little fight scene between her and a young Cyclops, which was really cool, and Mystique giving everybody a little pep talk. So overall, very good trailer. Very excited for this movie. It looks like the biggest X-Men movie yet to date, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this all unfolds out, and I hope you guys are too. Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by here on the EdWord for another reaction video. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button for more reaction videos like it. Please leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. And if you are going to make references to the comic book storyline of Apocalypse, let's please keep it spoiler-free or free of potential spoilers, because who knows what's going to be adapted to the film and what may not and what won't be adapted. Let's just keep this comment section spoiler-free overall, applying to the film and to the comic as well. But what did you guys think of this trailer? Did you like it? Are you sold? Are you not sold? What do you think is going on? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. As always, let's please be respectful and civil of one another's beliefs and opinions, of course. And please stay tuned very soon for another edition of How to Get Excited For, where I will be giving you guys suggestions and advice on how to get excited for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which hits theaters next week. Woo! All right, you guys, have a great rest of the night. Thanks for stopping by and watching. And, of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.